So now that we've seen an unboxing of this, I've put it through its paces with several games, several PC games, a couple Switch games. Was not able to put it through any Xbox or PlayStation games, as I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One. It doesn't say it works with any of the older gen consoles, and but I tried it anyway, and of course it didn't work. I'm sure that my experience on Switch would carry over to Xbox and PlayStation, and a couple of the PC games I played, Escape from Tarkov, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, all three of those games very much PC games, two first-person shooters, and Overwatch, which is this first-person shooter type game as well. In the Escape from Tarkov and Rainbow Six Siege game, the gamepad was okay. It was pretty much the same as just having a keyboard, very similar to a mouse and keyboard feel. I mean, you pretty much have the same type of keys in either one. In Overwatch, though, I felt like it played better. It's more comfortable being able to set your palm here and have a nice, easy angle versus having your palm here and trying to hit a keyboard. This is a Gigabyte mechanical keyboard, no RGB, just for reference of between the two. I definitely preferred the keypad when playing Overwatch. There were a couple keys that you'd need to remap in game, like changing who your character is in Overwatch is H. Escape from Tarkov, you need to use O a lot, which isn't on the keypad, but those can all be easily remapped. I will say, on my Switch games, I played Super Mario Galaxy, which it wasn't super great, but I could have done some customization in the app, which I'll get to later. But I did play a round of Fortnite, a couple rounds, and the first round I played with the keypad went great. I won, which is not a normal occurrence for me. I'm not a great Fortnite player, but being able to use a mouse and basically a keyboard made it super easy. Super easy to play. Was a lot more fun to play, a lot more enjoyable. Highly recommend the gamepad for console games. And that kind of leads into my good and my bad. So, bad, it has a small space bar on the keypad. This is, and you can remove the keycaps. So, this is the keycap size for the gamepad, and this is a normal space bar. It's a pretty big difference, and you can definitely tell it's a bigger difference. I definitely like having a larger space bar, but it wasn't too bad, especially when you get the map key in here, which is M. It's map on a lot of games, so being able to have mouse next to your, map next to your jump button or whatever spacebar does in your game is actually pretty nice. I will demonstrate the clickiness between the two different types of keyboards. You have a Gigabyte keyboard with Cherry MX Reds. And then you have the gamepad, which has red switches, but they sound significantly different. So you get a pretty big difference there. Sound-wise, I think I prefer the gamepad. It's not as loud, or it's not as high-pitched. It's more reduced, I think. I think the switches could be a little bit less sticky, but 99.99% of people aren't going to notice that. And honestly, I didn't find it to be an issue at all. Some of the goods, it's great on Switch, great on console. Highly recommend for console playing. It's very comfortable. Like I said, being able to rest your palm like this versus, your palm or your hand being up like this. Significantly more ergonomic, significantly more comfortable. And, if you have carpal tunnel, this would be a great thing to have. It's looks great, feels premium. I'm reading off a list that I compiled over my couple days. As I said earlier, this is not, I wasn't given anything to review for this unit. I've just been compiling a list based on what I like and what I don't like. It feels premium. This is a very nice piece of aluminum. Kind of keeps your hand a little bit cooler, heat dissipation. from your hand. Almost acts like a heatsink when you're playing. Very comfortable. You know, the whole thing it's very weighty. It's got a good heft to it. Feels really nice. No flex at all, which is really nice. Got some nice grip on the bottom. It is plastic on the bottom, but I don't find that to be an issue at all. It's got some nice grip pads on it, and like I said, the part that you're feeling is going to be aluminum, which is really nice. The one thing I really didn't like about this whole setup was the app. I think on iOS it would be fine, because it's all put through the App Store security and everything, which is great. But unfortunately, on Android, which is what I'm on, if you can see, and I'll put this up to the camera, I wasn't really willing to put this on my phone. It says G-Crux may be harmful from the Google Play Store. I had to install this off the internet, and I had to download it via an APK, which if you don't know what that is, if you're on Android, have a good time with that. But the app's not too bad here. Let's go ahead and get the gamepad turned on so we can show you what that looks like. So it's going to go ahead and pair. It's really easy. It explains everything in the instructions. It's pretty easy for that. And then you go into configurations. So you have your default configurations for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And as you can see here, Fortnite, which is what it's using. You can go to user sharing, and these are all the user-made ones. So there's a bunch of kind of troll ones. And then you've got like Overwatch down here, and Fortnite up here, which is the one I'm using. But it's kind of cool that you can share different profiles. And you have like Rainbow Six Siege, Zelda Breath of the Wild. There's a bunch of different ones on here. And then you have official configurations, which is what I probably should have used. But they have a bunch of different ones on here, and it's pretty nice that they have a curated list that you can go through and figure out. So I'll try and hold that to where the camera can see it. But yeah, bunch of different ones on there that you can use, and it works really well. I think on iOS that's all you're going to see, but on Android, unfortunately, I don't know why they haven't brought it to the Google Play Store. But you know, when you go to install it, it says, "Hey, this app can collect personal data," and da 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 da. So I wasn't willing to install it on my cell phone, and went through and made a guest account on my tablet, and that's how I did it. Works fine. I don't see any issues with it. You can update the firmware and whatnot, but I really do wish that they would fix that and go ahead and put that on the Google Play Store, so we didn't have to deal with, you know, all the security notifications and everything. But honestly, that was pretty much the only bad thing I saw when reviewing this unit. The mouse, honestly, that's the other. So the last thing on my list to say, the mouse is light. It's extremely light. My normal mouse is a Logitech G602 right here. As you can see, there's a size isn't much of a size difference. They're both pretty large. This one, you know, it's kind of more ergonomically fit to your hand. This is definitely more of a ambidextrous mouse, which I think they do market it that way. I will say it looks a whole lot cooler than the Logitech mouse, that's for sure. But I had no problems with it. It's very responsive. Has a nice DPI switch right here in the middle. It blends right in, but then the mouse changes color depending on what your DPI is, and that's of course all in the instruction booklet. I like to play right about here on the blue, whatever that setting is. But I found no real problems with, you know, scrolling, mouse responsiveness, and it's super light. I know there's some really expensive mice out there that this one is very well represents, and but it's pretty nice. I didn't notice any issues. I'm not a super mouse snob, but I liked it. So my final thoughts on this product are, for PC, it's okay. I enjoyed it. Like, it's a great supplement to what I already have, but not going to really replace my mouse and keyboard. For console, though, it's a game changer. Pun not really intended. But it's definitely a game changer. Would highly recommend it for console playing. you know, it works wirelessly. You plug this dongle in and to a Switch is what I used it for. But you know, for Xbox, you just take this little piece out and plug it in. PlayStation's very similar, and then you can play sitting on your couch. You know, this is actually running on battery power right now, so it has a pretty good battery life. Works really well, and it's all wireless, so you can just be sitting on your couch, sitting in your game room, wherever you want to play, and use it. And you know, like I said, it feels really premium. You're not going to get a crappy feeling, plasticky, you know, bad feeling device. It feels really nice. And actually, I had a friend over and we looked at this, and I don't know if the camera is really going to show it. Yeah, it does. So on the WASD here, you can see there's a different feeling keycap versus these smooth ones. And honestly, that's a really, really nice way to differentiate just by feel of your keys, instead of having to, you know, look down and get like flat, crappy keys. So thought it was really nice. Like the joystick down here, it's also a nice addition where they could have just not put anything. They really put a lot of thought into it. And here's the USB that you put your mouse into. Yeah, I really enjoyed this product. Would recommend it highly, especially for console gaming. I don't think you'll be sorry that you picked it up. And I know it goes on sale sometimes. Right now I believe it's $110. I purchased this for $130. But yeah, I mean, you can get it for anywhere from about $100 to $130, and I would highly recommend it for console playing, very much, especially if you really want to grind out some FPS games. I think this would be a great addition to any console player's collection, and a great supplement as a PC peripheral. So thank you for watching. I hope this has helped. I hope that it's done a good job. So thank you, and have fun.
jetzt noch das Unboxing-Video zu meinem schriftlichen Review. Das VX kommt in einer sehr handlichen Kiste, die um einiges kleiner und kompakter ist. Ist die vom letzten VX sehr schön. Schauen wir mal, was da drin ist. Zunächst natürlich das Keypad mit den neuen RGB-Beleuchtungen. Dazu kommt später ein Video. Es gibt jetzt auch einen Joystick in der unteren rechten Ecke, sehr schön. Die Tasten sind angenehm. Auf der einen Seite befindet sich der Einschalter mit dem Typ C USB-Port. Sehr schön, dass hier auf Typ C gesetzt wurde. Deutlich besser als beim letzten Keypad. Die Verarbeitung ist wieder solide. Auf der einen Seite dann der Typ A-Port, wo man die Maus dran anschließen kann, damit das gesamte Setup drahtlos ist und man nicht noch die Maus irgendwo reinstecken muss. Sehr cool, man kann die Maus quasi mit dem Keypad direkt mit Strom versorgen. Das Benutzerhandbuch, dort steht drin, wie ihr das Gamepad an alle möglichen Konsolen oder auch an den PC natürlich anschließen könnt. Ein paar Sticker sind auch dabei. Sehr nett gemacht auf jeden Fall. Dann der Drahtlosadapter mit dem Typ A USB-Anschluss. Damit könnt ihr das Keypad drahtlos an jede Konsole oder an den PC anschließen, je nachdem, wofür ihr es denn gebrauchen wollt. Sehr cool. Ja, packen wir den mal dahin. Dann das Typ C auf Typ A USB-Kabel. Damit könnt ihr das Keypad an den PC oder an die Konsole anschließen und aufladen, falls ihr mal eine kabelgebundene Verbindung haben wollt. Schauen wir uns jetzt mal die Maus an. Schönes Honeycomb-Design. Typ A USB-Anschluss. Wie gesagt, ihr könnt es auch einfach an das Keypad anschließen. Dann ist das Ganze aber drahtlos. Ein Adapter von Typ C auf Typ A oder Typ A auf Typ C, je nachdem. Sehr praktisch. Und das Ganze jetzt nochmal bei Nacht, damit man auch die neue RGB-Beleuchtung sieht. Wirklich sehr schön. Hier wurde ordentlich gearbeitet. Absolut schick.
Basically a console, but I'm just trying it on a PC at the moment. I'll try it on the Switch next. This mouse is really cool. You can change the colours in the software to solid, different patterns, that kind of stuff. And the keypad as well is pretty cool. You can also change the colours there. It's got a nice analog stick, which is cool if you're more used to console games and you're just getting into PC. It also works as a scroll wheel as well in Windows, which is pretty handy. It's all Bluetooth, so there's no wires. It just has, you can see that there, it just has on the side, it's too dark, but it's basically got a power cable and a USB-C charging port. And then on the other side you basically plug the mouse in and away you go. It's all connected via Bluetooth or you know, a certain wireless protocol to this device, which is plugged into my USB port here. And away you go. So I'll fire the game up and give it a try.
Amore mio, Kami, look. It's very nice. A work problem, Remy.